How are you doing? Are you wearing your mask out in public? A friend of mine actually posted on Facebook, said that we should all be wearing Dallas Cowboys masks if at all possible. That's the only way we can be sure that we won't catch anything. I thought that was pretty good. I was tempted to go with the Iowa State Cyclones, but I didn't want anybody mad at me. Hey, I got this mask actually from Kara Vanderweel. She and some of her friends at church have made and delivered. Actually, you can see their names scrolling down here at the bottom of the screen. They've made and delivered more than 500 masks for our staff, for members of our Route 55 ministry, for the YMCA daycare, skilled nursing units, the Cedar Valley veterinarians, Pizza Ranch, all kinds of places. And I just want to say thank you to Kara and all your great friends. I think wearing a mask when we go out in public actually is a great way for us to communicate with others that we care about them. And we just really want to encourage you to be thinking about how you are caring well for others as well as how you're protecting yourself when you go out in public. We're thinking a lot about how we can care well for you and love our church family, especially as the governor begins to kind of open some things up here in Iowa. We want you to know that Orchard Hill Church will continue to live stream at this time and not open any of our campuses this week for public gatherings. We think that we are still a few weeks out from any sort of public gathering. We recognize that we are one church on three campuses. And right now, one of our campuses is located in an area where the governor is easing some of our restrictions. However, we believe that there are a lot of people right now who may be living in Grundy County, who are working in Black Hawk County or traveling back and forth to Black Hawk County or other counties where the surge continues. And we're seeing an uptick in the number of cases. We believe really until there are this 2 weeks or 14 days in a row of decreases in new cases and deaths, the safest and most caring thing for us to do, the most responsible thing, is to be patient and to wait a little longer. We also have lots of questions that we need to get answers to before we're ready to open up. And we want you to know that our senior leaders are having conversations with others to help begin to answer some of these questions. Things like, how do we practice social distancing in our venues that are unique on a Sunday morning? And how do we get people safely into and out of these venues, these worship spaces on a Sunday morning? What's the ask of volunteers? And how do we help kids? It's impossible to help kids really safely distance from one another. So what's that going to look like? We know safety is not the only issue, but it's an important issue. And so for now, we are really thankful that we are able to live stream and for how that's empowering us to stay together, to worship God together, to follow Jesus together, both on Sunday mornings and several ways throughout the week as well. So we want to encourage you, continue to be patient. Keep looking for ways to be creative at home and with your neighbors and friends to share life and to encourage one another. I know our family just started reading a book together, The Ragamuffin Gospel, having a weekly conversation over this book. It's by Brennan Manning. My kids also are getting very creative, creating some backyard games to get us away from our screens. I never knew how much a porch swing would make an excellent soccer goal. First one to get 3 through wins. People in our church are also playing fun games and including their neighbors. A family in Waverly teepeed some neighbors' homes. No, I don't mean in their trees. They actually took toilet paper and cookies as a little care package, put them on people's steps, and then ding-dong ditched them and kind of waited and watched for their reactions. People were so touched and felt so loved. One family actually responded. They said, "We love our church family. I've loved the option to attend online at the same time as everyone. We hadn't been able to be in church services because of illnesses, and then COVID happened. But here we are in fellowship with other believers, even in the midst of all the chaos and uncertainty in our current times. It's nice to know some things never change, even though it might look a bit different." How are you being an encouragement right now in the midst of this uncertainty? What story will you tell, or will others tell about you during this time once this time is past? Psalm 107 begins this way. It says, "Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. Let the redeemed of the Lord tell their story." Don't forget in the midst of this crazy time that God is good. Don't let the hardships and the grief and the loss yes, there's a lot of loss and there's a lot of grief right now, but don't let these things discourage you to the point where you forget that God is still good. Remember that He loves you. He loves us. His love endures forever. And then allow Him to keep writing stories of His goodness in this world through you and through your family. You are the redeemed, the ones that God has rescued and the ones that He loves forever. So let your story be told. Hey, we miss you, we love you, and we're praying for you.